So we're full swing in the NHL playoffs. I'm here with Mike Trakos, Postmedia's national hockey columnist. Mike, we got to start right at the beginning. Edmonton Oilers dusted away, broomed, swept away by the Winnipeg Jets. What happened? What went wrong?
Well, this isn't going to surprise anyone, Mark. Like, when you look at that Edmonton Oilers team, top scorer Connor McDavid, he was averaging pretty much like 2 points a game in the regular season. Number 2 scorer in the NHL, Leon Draisaitl. And, this Edmonton Oilers team is, they're built to win scoring titles. Are they built to win a Stanley Cup? Well, 2 straight years now. Like last year, they lose to Chicago, which was, the lowest ranked team in the West, or I believe in that division. And now here we go again, getting swept by the Winnipeg Jets, who, let's face it, they're not a bad team. It's not like they lost to a team that shouldn't even been in the playoffs. Like Winnipeg, I thought going into the season was going to be a Stanley Cup contender. And, rightfully that's where they are right now. At the same time, you can't even win one game. Like blowing a 4-1 lead in the third period of game 3 kills them. Again, not being able to hold on to a lead in game 4 hurts them again. I read a stat saying that I think the Winnipeg Jets only had a lead for 1 minute and 14 seconds throughout the entire series. So, if you're Edmonton, there's a lot of soul searching right now. You're saying, where do we go from here? We've got the best player in the league. We've got the second best player, arguably, in the league. Why can't we have any sort of playoff success? And, I think it comes down to depth, defense, and goaltending.
So where does Edmonton go from here, to just hop off that?
Well, you still got Connor McDavid. You still got Leon Draisaitl. So you've got 2 players that any other team would love to have. You know what? You're not trading those guys, so it's time to build around them. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is a free agent this year. So is Adam Larson. There's a lot of players that are going to be UFAs this year. So, what the cap constraints that might have been hurting Edmonton last year, this year, aren't going to be there for next year. It doesn't mean that you can just spend goads of money everywhere, but now's the chance for the GM to kind of, evaluate where the holes are. And there's a lot of holes in the roster, and, start, patching those holes up and surrounding McDavid and Draisaitl with talent that can actually win. You look what Toronto's got, and it's not just Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. They've got depth on all 4 lines. They've got a defense that can chip in and hold down the fort, and they've got 2 goalies. Edmonton, it's just McDavid and Draisaitl. If those guys aren't scoring or doing everything in their power to win, then it's just not going to work out.
With the sweep, are the Jets now the Canadian team to beat?
Well, they're definitely in the conversation. Like, if you're Toronto or you're Montreal, and we'll see who wins that series, you've got to be a little scared about what's waiting around the corner. Not only is this Jets team capable of shutting down your top guys, they got a goaltender in Connor Hellebuyck, who arguably is one of the best goalies in the NHL. A year removed from winning the Vezina Trophy, and it looks like he's regained that form. The other thing that scares me about the Jets right now is they're going to be well rested. Like, if this series between Toronto and Montreal goes the distance, Winnipeg can almost have like a full week off before either Toronto or Montreal plays them. So, you're getting a well-rested team, firing on all cylinders. They're big. They play that big kind of Western style of hockey. They're going to be a handful.
Before I let you go, Mike, 1993, that's the last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup. Which Canadian team do you think is best positioned to bring back home Lord Stanley's Cup?
I still got to go with Toronto. I know they're going to be missing John Tavares probably for the entire playoffs, but I don't see any other weaknesses. And this is why you get Nick Foligno, who's also kind of hurt right now. But this is why you get all the depth that they got. Like, having Joe Thornton helps, having Wayne Simmons helps. Foligno, if he gets back in, that's going to help. It just seems like the Leafs, this is their year. They should be able to do it. But let's not discount some of the other teams. Like Boston had their way with Washington. Colorado wins against St. Louis in a sweep. There's some really good teams outside of Canada that are really going to put up a fight. But right now, I think it's going to come down to Toronto and Winnipeg. And, if I'm going to bet on it, I think, Toronto's just got too many weapons.
Okay, you can read more from Mike in the pages of the National Post and the Toronto Sun. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well.